Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. If you've never been here before, this is the Health IT Playground, your one-stop shop for all things health IT. And I am here today because I have noticed something. There has been a surge of RHIT and RHIA study groups being posted online, and that is exciting. However, I want you guys to make sure that you're taking the right steps when you're picking the right study group for you. So in this video, I'm going to give you tips on how to pick the best study group for you. The first thing you want to look at when you're trying to pick the right study group for yourself is going to be your facilitator. A facilitator is going to be the person that is responsible for not only promoting their study group, but also leading the study group. And you want to ask yourself two questions. First question being, is this person certified in the exam that I'm trying to attain? If I'm trying to get my RHIT, then I would expect that my facilitator, that the leader of this group, also already has under their belt the RHIT certification. Same thing with the RHIA. If I'm going to be joining an RHIA study group, this facilitator needs to have the RHIA certification. If they don't, be mindful of that and consider that as you're making your decision. Second tip that I want to give to you regarding this matter is how long have they been certified, right? If they just took the exam last month, they passed, and now they have a group, you want to take that with a grain of salt. Yes, that's great that they have taken the exam and it's fresh on their brain. So they're going to be able to help others. But at the same time, there's a lot of other details, a lot of time that I believe should be spent before you actually lead others to the water, right? Taking that time to set the stage, set structure. And if this person just passed yesterday, and now they're offering a study group. Once again, think about it carefully as you're making your decision. So, just my tidbit there, but that's all. Let's go ahead and go to tip number 2. My next tip for you is to be sure that you understand and are knowledgeable of the resources that this facilitator will be using. Not all resources are good. I'm going to be honest with you. There's some things that are outdated. There's some content that may not be the best or may not fully showcase what you need to know for these exams. And it's important that you're not being led in the wrong direction. So as you're considering a RHIT or RHIA study group to join, ask this facilitator what resources they will be leading or using or directing you guys to actually use during your time together. And based off of their response, do your research. Is that a good reference? Is that something that has been proven to work? Is that something that they just made and there's really no backing behind it? Check references, okay? That is very important so that you don't waste your time joining a group that is not going to benefit. All right. So let's go ahead and talk about tip number 3. For my next tip, I want you guys to think and make sure that you ask the facilitator or you do your research and find information about the actual study group format. What's the structure? How often are you going to be meeting? How long are the sessions? How many people are going to be in the sessions? What's going to be covered during that time in the session? All of these things matter, right? Because once again, this is your time. Time is valuable. So you want to make sure that you're using your time wisely, right? So ask these questions to your facilitators as you're trying to make your final decision. There are some programs I've seen where you actually will be meeting for 2 hours a week. Others I've seen where you're meeting for maybe 30 minutes every other day. There is no wrong or right way to set the times. This is really coming down to your own availability and how you learn information. If you need a lot more time to get things in your brain, then you may want to break it down into those 30-minute intervals every other day. Or if you are someone that really just wants to get all the information at one time and then work on it by yourself, then maybe the 2 hour would be a better fit for you. So think about that. Think about yourself. Think about your strengths as you're making your final decision. And my last tip for you, tip number 4, is going to be about the knowledge of your facilitator. All right. The RHIA and or RHIT, whatever you're studying for, is a very structured, well formatted exam full of a lot of knowledge. And because of that, you want a facilitator that will have that knowledge and have that information to share with the study group. This is not an exam that you want to memorize. This is not an exam that you want to cram for at the last second. You want enough time to get through the information, take it in, do practice questions, and etc. So, as you are looking at facilitators, looking at programs, I want you to make sure that your facilitator is knowledgeable on the information that you are trying to get assistance with. If they tell you just memorize these things and go in there and you got it, that is not the place for you. All right. This is not a memory exam, right? There's some things, some facts that you need to know, right? But at the end of the day, it's all about understanding the concepts. So your facilitator should be able to teach you the concepts of what's going to be on your exam. So if you're going there and they're not giving you concepts and they're telling you to memorize things, then you are definitely not in the right place. All right. So think about that. Maybe you're already in a group and that's what's happening. You're just being told to memorize this and memorize that, and then go in there and you got it and memorize questions. That is not a study group. All right. That is not a study group. That is Cliff Notes. All right. That may or may not help you at the end. Okay. So remember, study groups are there to enhance the knowledge that you already know or may not know so that when you take this exam, you're going to be successful. And as long as you are getting that experience from your facilitator and from that group, then you're going to be in the right place. So those are all of my tips that I have for you. If you are planning, doing your research and considering one of the study groups out there for the RHIT or the RHIA, I want you to please take these tips into consideration. All right. There's a lot of programs coming out, some weekly at this point, and I want to make sure that my viewers and those that are just, watching me or just ran across this video are making the right decisions and picking programs that are going to truly help you succeed on your exam. All right. Free does not always mean that it's going to be beneficial. And also, pain doesn't mean that it's going to be beneficial. So, look at these details, make your decision, and I wish you all of the best as you take your upcoming exam. Now, RHIA Essential, my organization, does not have study groups right now for the RHIA or the RHIT. However, we do have on demand courses that you can do at any time during your life to prepare you for the exam. These are going to be concept heavy information that will guide you to success. And we definitely have tons of testimonials. So definitely check out our website if you want to learn more about our program. So thank you for watching this video. Subscribe if you have not subscribed yet. And I will see you somewhere on social media. Bye.